What's up guys, I'm Phoenix Master 1 and welcome back for some more Fire Emblem Heroes. And in this video I'm going to be giving you guys my first impression, opinions and predictions on the new genealogy of the Holy War banner, which is going to be dropping on Monday. So this banner features Tailtiu, Sigurd and Deirdre. So first of all, we have got Tailtiu. Didn't really expect her to be on a banner. I thought we would get Quan or Finn, but here she is with her large purple eyes, and she's a blue tome unit and she has got Black Blade Plus. Now this is the first time a new unit has got a Blade Tome. The only units who have Blade Tomes were the units who were released alongside the game, like Tharja, Odin and Nino. So it is definitely very interesting that they are releasing some new units with Blade Tomes, and this means that we might get some units with Raven Tomes as well. So she's got Rally Speed and Res, and it's going to be really good because she's going to be getting demoted to 4-star rarity after this banner is over. And having a dual rally skill on a 4-star unit is just amazing. Not only it can boost 2 stats, but it can also give you a higher arena score because the dual rally skills do have more SP cost, so you can always just use a 4-star Tailtiu to inherit the skill. And I'm guessing that she will also have Attack Res 2 at 4-star rarity, and that is going to be a decent skill, I guess. Attack plus 3 is still much better, and she's got Drive Speed, which is a really good skill. Now for her stat spread, I think that she might have a similar stat spread to that of Lind, because we did get Tana, who had a pretty similar stat line to Cordelia's, so it is not really too far-fetched. And if she is with that spread, then she will be a really good unit and definitely a top tier unit. And having that kind of unit available at 4-star rarity is going to be super nice because we already have Mei. Mei is a super good blue mage, but if Tailtiu is fast and has got decent base attack, then she's definitely going to be a very good unit to have at 4-star rarity. So she's gonna be a pretty nice unit, and out of the 3 units she definitely appears to be unimpressive because of her skill set, but I think that she's gonna be a pretty nice unit. Blade Tomes are busted after all. So we have got Deirdre after this, so she's gonna kill this axe fighter, and all of the enemies in this trailer are axe units. So here we have got Deirdre. She's the mother of Julia. Even if I didn't tell you, you could just tell that by looking at her art and then by looking at Julia's art, so you can already tell that. And Deirdre has got an insane tome, Divine Naga. So this is a straight upgrade of Julia's Naga tome. So it is effective on dragons, but it can nullify any kind of Hone, Fortify or Rally boost which units have. Basically any kind of stat boost which has got blue color when you look at the stats of the enemies. So she's able to nullify that during the combat, and that is gonna be insane. She's gonna be such a good unit because of this tome alone, and she's definitely gonna be a top tier unit. Like, nullifying any kind of stat boost of enemies is just too good. I love my dragons, but Dragon Emblem is pretty much the worst Emblem team right now because there are just so many Dragon Slayers, and Dragon Emblem does not even have Hone Dragons. They have to use Delphia for their attack bonus, and they do not even get any kind of speed bonus from Delphia. So yeah, it's gonna be really hard for dragons because with this, she's able to even kill the red dragons who have got Fortified Dragons bonus. Against Julia, red dragons could always use their Fortified Dragons bonus to maybe live, but with this tome, she's just able to nullify all of those bonus. So she's definitely gonna be a threat, and we really need a Hone Dragons dragon, like maybe Myr from Sacred Stones. Like, we really need that to save Dragon Emblem. And then she has got Ardent Sacrifice, which is not really going to be that good of a skill on a unit like her because I think she might be a magic tank by the looks of this, but who knows. And she's got Quick Riposte as her slot B skill. Julia has to run Green Tome Breaker because buffed Blade Tome units like Nino can actually 1-round KO her if they are in the desperation range, but it's too simple for Deirdre because she's got this tome which just nullifies any kind of bonus, so she can easily run Quick Riposte. Julia can also run Quick Riposte, but she always has that threat of being 1-round killed by a desperation Blade Tome unit. So Quick Riposte is definitely a pretty good skill on a mage tank if she ends up being that. And she also has Speed Ploy. Now, I do not think Deirdre is going to be very fast. She's definitely going to be having somewhere around 30 speed, like average speed. So she's going to be able to make up with that by using her Speed Ploy skill. And Speed Ploy is just such a good skill for a lot of high-res units who would like to get more speed and who would like to outspeed their opponents like Eliwood, Camilla, and Summer Leo. They can definitely make great use of this skill. And Sanaki can also make a pretty good use of the skill if you've got a plus speed Sanaki. So yeah, Speed Ploy is gonna be a pretty nice skill to have. I think she might be a mage tank, but with less attack and slightly more speed than Julia, that's what I think. So Deirdre is looking pretty nice because of her tome and Speed Ploy, so I'm happy that she's in the game. And because she's got Speed Ploy, obviously she's gonna be having more than 30 res, so that's gonna be nice, and that makes her a really good mage tank. So let's move on. And finally, we have got my man Sigurd. He looks just so majestic on his horse. Like, look at his sprite. That is so well made, and he's finally in the game, and he's worth the wait because he has got Divine Tearfing. He does not have the Tearfing but Seliph has, and this Divine Tearfing is something else. So his Divine Tearfing gives him +3 res, and this is gonna be a permanent bonus, just like how it works for the Choose Your Legends units. And if he's in the combat against a foe using magic, he receives 50% less damage from the first attack. So this specifically works to fix his bad res. I'm assuming he's going to be having bad res because in Fire Emblem 4, he did have a pretty bad res stat. So I think that this will definitely help him a lot, and he's going to be a great unit because of this. So the property of his weapon is just insane, along with his slot B skill. And he's got Miracle as his special. He's the first Cavalier unit who has got Miracle. And trust me, this Miracle is not enough to save him from the inevitable barbecue that is going to be happening, if you know what I mean. So he has got this, and he has got Close Defense as his slot A skill. Up till now, only Summer Tiki had this skill, and she's already gone because she was a limited time unit. So Sigurd having Close Defense is pretty good, and he's gonna be a really tanky unit because of this. And if he runs something like Distant Defense Sacred Seal at its version 3, then he's gonna be able to get +6 res and +6 defense against any kind of enemy in the enemy phase. So Close Defense is pretty good. His slot B skill is an exclusive skill which only he can possess, and this skill pretty much functions like Ike's Irvan, but it only works for range units. So because of this slot B skill and his Divine Tearfing, I think that he's gonna be one of the best units to give this encounter to as his slot A skill. So he's gonna be a pretty amazing unit to counter range units because of this skill. And this skill is just so awesome actually. It makes him a great range counter, and I'm gonna be putting some calcs on your screen. So with this slot B skill and with his Divine Tearfing, he's able to survive a +10 merge Deathblow Reinhardt with Horse Emblem buffs, and I'm assuming that he's gonna be having a bad resistance stat because like I said in Fire Emblem 4, he did have a pretty bad res, so I'm not really expecting him to have high res, like something like 30 or 25. I'm just not expecting that. So I've given him 16 base res, and Tearfing then bumps it up to 19. So he's got 19 res, and he's unmerged, and he's got Crusader's Ward skill equipped, and Reinhardt is only able to do 38 damage to Sigurd. I definitely think that Sigurd is going to be having more than 40 HP, so he can easily take on Reinhardt, but it depends on his speed stat and his attack stat that if he'll be a proper Reinhardt counter and if he's able to one round KO Reinhardt in the enemy phase after tanking hits from him. And I've also got some more calcs against some magical units. So here we have a calc against Tharja, who's a red mage, and Tharja is +10 merge with +attack IV, and she's got life and death 3, and she's also in the desperation range, and I've given her insane buffs, +4 to all of her stats, which is not realistically possible most of the time. So she only does 39 damage to Sigurd, and Sigurd is of course going to be able to just kill her because of his attack and Divine Tearfing, I'm assuming. So yeah, that's the matchup against Tharja. And then we have got Nino. Nino is a pretty common green mage in the metagame, so Sigurd with this encounter is going to be a great counter to her because as you can see, Nino only does 31 damage, and that's absolutely nothing considering the fact that this Nino is +10 merge with +attack IV and life and death 3, and with all of those buffs. So as you can see, Sigurd is just a very good unit. Even when we do not know his stats, his skills alone just set him apart from other units, and he's gonna be an insane unit. I'm so happy that he's in the game. He also got a Choose Your Legends treatment because he has got 5 skills. Like no other unit in the history of Fire Emblem Heroes has got 5 default skills except for Lyn and Brave Ike, who were the winners of the Choose Your Legends poll. Even Brave Lyn and Brave Roy do not have 5 skills, and Sigurd has those 5 skills, so that is really good. I'm just so happy about him. I cannot wait to summon him. And he has got Speed Smoke 3, which inflicts -7 speed on foes within 2 spaces after he has attacked. And -7 speed is just so much. Like, it's such a big debuff. With -7 speed, like some really slow units can double their enemies, And even if you do not care about genealogy of the Holy War at all, I think that you should still summon on this banner because Speed Smoke and Speed Ploys is too good, and you can always just put that on your favorite units. So Sigurd looks like a solid unit, and it's just actually known that Sigurd is pretty powerful canonically, so it does make sense that he's pretty insane in Fire Emblem Heroes as well. So I'm so excited for Sigurd, and I think that this encounter might be the best Lottie skill for him because of his skills, and I think that he's gonna have a solid stat spread. Like I said, I think that he's gonna be having bad res because he did have that in Fire Emblem 4, so that's something which I'm expecting, and he might replace Xander on Horse Emblem teams as a defensive unit because he's able to counter range units much better than Xander can. So yeah, that's gonna be definitely interesting. After Seliph sees this, he's gonna be crying in a corner because his dad is chilling here with this insane legendary weapon and all of these insane skills. Meanwhile, he has got one of the worst legendary weapons in Fire Emblem Heroes, which basically just gives him the effect of Defiant Defense too. It's definitely one of the worst weapons, along with Fusion Yumi. Fusion Yumi has got passed, so Seliph is definitely gonna be crying a lot after Sigurd comes into the game. At the end, you can actually see another new unit, and she's Ira. You cannot really tell what kind of weapon she has because these are not 5-star units. You cannot see the sparkle around them. So Ira, I think, is going to be a Tempest Trial reward. I'm inclining more towards Tempest Trial reward because a leaker a while back did predict this banner, and he did tell us that in mid-October we're going to be getting a Fire Emblem 4 banner, and Alvis is going to be a Grand Hero Battle unit, and we didn't really get any kind of new Grand Hero Battle after Walter, so I'm definitely very hyped for this banner, and this banner actually drops on Monday. I thought this would drop on Saturday, like the next day, like the banners usually do. They release the trailer one day before the release of the banner, and that's what they have been doing, but this banner releases on Monday, and this banner also only has 3 units just like the Path of Radiance banner, and I think that they are doing it because they do not want too many new units in the permanent roster as a 5-star unit, so that's why they are only releasing 3 units, and plus it's much less work for them compared to making 4 new units, and this looks like a very solid banner, so do start gathering your orbs by doing the chain challenges and stuff. I'm going to be uploading the summoning video on Monday. I'm also going to be doing the banner review for this. So hopefully you guys enjoyed my first impression video, and let's see if my predictions do come true or not. If you did, then please be sure to leave a like and do not forget to subscribe for more Fire Emblem Heroes content. And with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.